Hi, everyone. We're here again today to talk about dictionary retrieval. This time we're in part 3. We're going to learn one more dictionary method. And that name of the dictionary method is .get. So, how does .get work? Well, from the last time when we saw this before, if we had a key that wasn't quite right and we ran it, we would get a key error. Well, we can use .get instead of the square brackets. We can pass in our key, and now instead of getting an error, we literally get nothing, none. If we actually print this from my Emacs configuration, we can see that we get this special object none with a capital N. And so basically .get allows us to look up keys that don't actually exist in the dictionary. And if it doesn't, instead of creating an error and your entire program crashing, in other words, it stops working, we just get this special none object. And then if we go ahead and we put this back to a capital M, now it works exactly the same way as the square brackets. This is really cool and it allows you to handle missing keys. Here I created another example. So we use the same cars dictionary. I created a little function that's called get car info. We pass it in whatever car we want and it returns back to us some string. So the first thing that I did was I tried to look up the year because remember all the values in the dictionary are the year of the car. So I do cars, which is the name of the dictionary, .get car, which is going to be the string that we pass in as an argument to the function. And now we have this line right here. If year is none, then the string that we return is you don't own a, and then fill in the blank of the car. Else, your car is, and we use the year that we looked up right up here. And so now if we run this code, and I have to scroll down here, you'll see your Mazda is a 2019 model. This is the return value from the function. And if I come back in here and I do something completely different, let's say, for example, Ford, and I run this, then it says you don't own a Ford. And again, that's because Ford is not one of the available keys in the dictionary. One more thing that you want to notice on this is here, you might be tempted to use equals. And to be fair, this will work. If you compare year with the double equal sign and none, the code will still work as you intend it to. However, it's best practices to use this keyword is. And again, why you should do this is a little bit beyond the scope of the Newbie Bytes. But if you go look it up on Google, there's lots of good information about why we should use is here. We do want to show you one more thing before we get out of here, though. You can also set a default response instead of none. The default argument for the get method is if it doesn't exist, then just return none, but you can actually put in a different string here. So now here we have Ford and the default that I want it to return is car does not exist. And so when I call get directly, you can see instead of returning none, it returns car does not exist. You don't need this portion for today's byte, but I thought that it'd be good for you to know just in case you need it in the future. This is all the information you should need to solve today's byte. Good luck.